Oh, go climb your thumb, half pint.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Jeff.
Tom, it's me, Jeff, from Tom and Jeff Watch Batman.
I know. It is you.
Crazy bumping into you on this the scenario that we have here, because you're never gonna get
this audio meeting.
Yeah, this audio file that we both just fancy bumping into you in this .wav.
In this thing that we've done every single week for the past 6 years.
If it isn't Detective Arnold Flask.
Yeah, it's almost 7.
Sugar, you can frisk me any day of the week.
No.
Hey, next! Do me next!
Not if you were the last cop on the force.
You're never gonna get started.
No, I won't. You are correct.
It's actually time for another episode of Tom.
We got lucky.
Hey, Tom.
I knew you were going to embarrass me again.
Made some of that luck.
I'm embarrassing you in front of our guest because we have a guest.
I guess so.
Hey!
Rare guest.
Oh, that Batman guy is real, by the way.
Big fan.
I met him tonight. Sort of.
Love the show.
He has a really nice car.
I really like how you guys think I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys big fan.
We left the bat signal on for 6 consecutive years. Finally
answered. Yeah. It's like writing a letter for the library in Shawshank. Finally rolled up. I'll consider this matter closed. We are joined, of course. Well, Joey, introduce yourself. You don't need me hyping you up.
Oh, okay. I'd prefer it. I'm Joey Bragg. I'm a comic comedian and comic book extraordinaire lover.
You are bad at this.
I am bad at this. Well,
you're bad at the self-promotion.
How are you supposed to sell yourself? You should read every cover letter I ever have written. It's It's written by somebody else.
Perfect. We are joined by the incredible Joey Bragg. Joey, an absolutely phenomenal comedian. He just did Mint on Card. He was just a guest on Jeff Has Cool Friends. We geeked out over comics, and also a quite rather talented actor, and I think very well known for Disney's Liv and Maddie, as well as other great things like the film Sid is Dead, and lots of really great stuff. And we're just really glad to have you on here.
Thanks, man. I'm really glad to be here. I can talk Batman. I was going to do this regardless if somebody was recording me or here to listen to me. So perfect.
I was just going to do this by myself in my room.
Yeah.
I've
been yelling about a lady penguin for months now.
Yeah.
Wait, how? Because we're starting a new chapter. It's so great. We love that we can have this opportunity to start a new chapter. And so we are covering Batman the Caped Crusader, which you can use with your stolen Amazon Prime account.
Do it.
We should all just share one Prime account.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah, we should just make one master password for everybody to use.
Yeah,
the first person to hack into Jeffrey Bezos' Amazon Prime account is really gonna luck out. That's where the real magic is.
Yeah, that's where you get to see movies that haven't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's all just like weird porn.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I've got a secret Amazon.
I would order something really strange, like a bunch of RC cars.
Yeah.
Somebody ordered 1,500 RC cars on my account.
He's like, that's way less RC cars than I normally order.
Speaking of speaking of DC Comics and Jeffrey Bezos, I remember when I was reading comic books when I was a kid, Lex Luthor became president, and it made me go, ugh, this would never happen in real life. This makes me feel disconnected from this story that I like. And I think Jeffrey Bezos definitely could be president after everything.
I also think that you're just ignoring the fact that we did elect a Lex Luthor into president specifically.
Yeah, but I feel like Donald Trump is less of like a Lex Luthor and more of like a, I don't know, Joker, more of like a main.
I mean, have you read the Luthor prestige format comic book that is literally the Art of the Deal cover, but with Lex Luthor?
Yeah, that's also true.
The allegory is not lost.
Yep, Brian has a.
That's why they turned him. They turned him into Donald Trump in the 80s and stopped him being a mad scientist for that very specific reason. Because they were like, hey, this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What if Superman beat him up?
Yeah, that would be
wouldn't that be cool if Superman killed Trump?
What if Superman killed him?
That Superman smashes the KKK thing. Just do that again, but with current Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Batman the Caped Crusader is it is Bruce Timm without Paul Dini, and that kind of shows. This first episode, it's a decent enough introduction. This is very different.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
I don't dislike it, but there are some things that I very much dislike.
Really, man.
I dislike the name Oswalda.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
they're
not-
doing that
Yeah.
on They're doing that on Penguin too, where his name is like Oz Cobb. It's like,
I
come
don't
on,
mind
guys.
Oswald Cobb. I don't mind Oswald Cobb.
Yeah, we had.
I'm
this
okay
idea.
with that, but Oswalda isn't a name.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you know what is also not a name?
Batman?
Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah, I mean, I think Harley Quinn did a good job of retconning that, where they're like, yeah, that was never your name. You got gaslit into believing that was your name because you're a fucking idiot.
Fair, that's fair.
Harley Quinn covered that really well. And so I'm going to touch down on the things that I don't necessarily agree with, and I don't agree with them because I think they shift fundamental parts that I feel shouldn't be changed in Batman. But of course, I've said on the show many times, I like when things are different.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that I don't like. I don't like the characterization of Harvey Bullock. I actually think that is and hopefully that changes, because the way I'm seeing it in this first episode, because I waited for this. You both have seen series so far.
Yeah,
right?
I've watched it 3 or 4 times all the way through.
Watched it twice.
Well, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I think Harvey is done a disservice unless it's going to be different as I watch this over the next 8 episodes.
Well, what I'll say to that is one of my favorite things about the show. This is like my favorite Batman thing in a long. Like I'm not sure whether this or the Batman the movie I liked more. I think I liked this show more than the Batman actually.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
But they sort of everybody has a place to go. Basically, if that makes sense. Like, I love that they put all the characters, like everybody kind of sucks a little bit in some way. And some people suck in a lot of ways.
It is a very jaded viewpoint, and we'll get more into it, but I mean, I'll just spoil it right there. I don't like that Harvey is corrupt. I like that he's I like that he is fundamentally and always has been a decent piece of shit. And I think that that's a very important part to that character. I think that's one of those things, to me, it should be unchanging that Harvey Bullock is fundamentally a good person, no matter how much of an absolute piece of shit he appears to be. And so by having him be basically it clearly looks like they designed him off of the dude who plays the in The Crow, the guy who plays the fucking
Polito
owner,
John Polito.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of John Polito. Like, I feel like he should sue them for likeness rights on this.
Well, he's dead, so
I feel like the family should, like the Simpsons guy. Like, you know, the guy that sued the Simpsons because they designed a character that is exactly him.
Because he had jaundice, and he was like, "My skin's yellow. Their skin can't be yellow."
He was a frightening man. Actually, he looked exactly like Homer Simpson.
Really?
It was
really
terrifying.
jarring.
Yeah. No, I actually have never heard of this story.
Oh, it's the guy
Okay,
from Goodfellas with the kind of like bushy hair. That's he's one of the
he's one of Fat Tony's guys.
And he sued the Simpsons, being like, "This is clearly me." Like,
it does look exactly like him.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I should sue for Millhouse.
Oh, well, you should see Rob Cohen, and you'd understand why you wouldn't have to. Rob Cohen is exactly Millhouse. They designed him specifically off of Rob Cohen. Yeah, it's crazy. If you met him, you'd be like, "Holy shit!"
He's got blue hair.
He might as well have. Yeah. I mean, I know him now with salt and pepper hair, so I didn't know him back then. But yes, he very much.
I know. I hear what you're saying about Harvey Bullock. This isn't the first time that Harvey Bullock has been portrayed as like being a corrupt cop.
Where else has he been corrupt?
I'm trying to honestly. I was hoping you weren't going to question me on this because
I think you might be wrong. There have been episodes where they think he is.
Yeah.
And it really turns out he's just a slob. And there are corrupt, like, he's been known to be like
evidence before.
Yes, he's not a great cop. I understand that, and you're right. I guess in looking at it from a post 2020 era, where like, man, he's fucking bad, but like, he's ultimately been like a decent enough guy. And I guess I can walk it back to be like, yes, anybody who plants evidence is a bad cop, but like, that's not the intent of the writers.
Yeah,
right?
But not like playing it from the inside for
not selling himself out to the mob.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of
Is
where he was
is
in No Man's Land. Like No Man's Land and then Gotham Central right after. What was he doing? But I mean, semantics.
basically, I don't love Barbara Gordon's job.
Oh yeah.
Being
I
a
don't like
defense
that
attorney.
she's a defense attorney.
As
Yeah.
soon as I saw Barbara Gordon being old and in Bruce Timm's style, I was like, they're gonna fuck. They're gonna fuck. Her and Batman are gonna bang, and it's gonna piss me off. She's.
I don't know if they're going to yet. I haven't seen further ahead on that.
I
but
shall not
it's in-
spoil, sir.
I like the Penguin shift to a lady. I think it works perfectly fine. I don't have any problems. I was going to do a bit where I'm like, I do have one very big problem with Barbara Gordon, and then just reveal that it's her job and not that she's mixed race.
Oh, what is it, Jeff? What is your big problem?
She's a blasted defense attorney. I think there's a conflict of interest in creating that sort of defense attorney against her father's job. Like I don't love that.
Well, it's
negligible.
Well, it's two sides of justice, right?
Yeah,
And
I
like
guess.
that's like they're kind of what they argue about.
Yeah, I couldn't think of another person involved in the law that would deal with two sides of justice.
I also think that it's like a vehicle to implant Barbara Gordon in like the Harvey Dent storyline and
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean I get it. She's Rachel Dawes.
Yeah.
Like Rachel. But anyway, we'll get into that. So we start with a dude tied up and a mobster looking dipshit named Clarence, as we see him, is very confused. He's begging for his life.
He's dressed like he's the maitre d' at Olive Garden. So I'm asked, they must have snatched him from work. Like,
Yeah.
he's wearing most of a tuxedo.
I actually very much like that they have 60s henchman energy.
Oh yeah.
Like they look like Batman 66 henchmen. They're all wearing their little tuxedos with the purple cummerbund. Yeah, how do you get a red one? What is he in training?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He looks like he's like a freaking dealer on like a casino boat or something.
Which I think he is, right?
Could be.
That's
I mean, they're
right.
on the
He's
yacht.
probably he's probably somebody on the Iceberg Lounge. That's true.
Yeah.
Imagine some mobster looking dipshit who got a job fucking spinning a roulette wheel is about to get fucking beat to shit by a 6'2" tank of a woman. It's wild. He's informed by Iggy, who is basically like the Worf of this scenario. Like he's the big scary dude, you know.
He's really repping Gotham Strong.
Yes,
There's
Gotham
a lot
Strong.
of Gotham Strong in this episode.
Yeah, a lot of very powerful men that are regular people that are just like, man, if shit's going down, I gotta get stronger.
Lots of very triangular men.
Oh yeah. Bruce Timm doesn't draw anybody that's not hella broad. Cannot walk through a doorway. Broad as fuck.
Yeah, man, this accounting firm sure is filled with a lot of linebackers. Be like, well,
Yeah, man. In the
Scarecrow comes by every 3 weeks, so
in the scene where we
gotta
meet
beat his-
Harvey Dent, where he sidles in on Barbara, it's like he has he has the shoulders of like a middle linebacker.
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah.
Good God.
Even
I do like
Yeah.
that all the henchmen for the Penguin are dressed like fashionable butlers. I'm into
man.
that.
Yeah. Iggy's wearing crisp white gloves.
Iggy, which is not good for the job, if I'm being 100%
Honestly,
honest.
yeah.
I gotta be honest. The bleach budget on the Iceberg Lounge yacht must be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
It's for the cocktail sauce alone, right? Anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say for all the people that died on that boat and then had a bunch of people invited on that boat like 10 minutes later, they're also using the bleach to clean that.
yeah, seriously, like they don't waste a lot of time between the murders and all that. Also, there is a scene we're going to see later on that is the most in passing horrifying thing I've ever seen when Batman's in the submarine
Yeah.
and he is just driving by what is essentially a graveyard of mob bodies in boxes.
Yeah.
It is very upsetting. But anyway,
We'll get there.
basically Iggy explains that someone's been selling secrets to Ruperthal, which I missed the Ruperthal.
No, but I love this guy,
Cedric
Cedric
Yarbrough,
Yarbrough.
right?
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah,
a real. I like what he's doing with Rupert Thorne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he denies it. He says, I'd never do that. You'll see. Iggy says, well, the boss would like a word. And we see silhouettes and shadows of the Penguin, who we're expected to not know is a lady, even though that was like the first thing we knew about this show when it was coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the
Penguin
trailer.
was a lady. I was like, I don't know if you guys know, but like these kind of reveals don't work after like 2010.
Yeah, right? Especially
Like there's no, if you guys would stop fucking putting every piece of information in every trailer that we see, maybe you could have a surprise.
not to mention it was such a big point of marketing for them that they were like, it's like Batman you've never seen before. Woman Penguin. Alfred overweight. Like they're acting like the
40s Alfred.
Yeah.
It's like I bet I could picture the meeting where they're like, oh, how do we convey how different it is in a couple of images? Because I get
exactly.
it's kind of hard to explain how they've reimagined some of the characters. So they're just like, Penguin's a chick.
Here's the other part though, is why did they feel they had to go too hard into how different they are? They could have just been like, it's Bruce Timm Batman coming out.
Yeah.
And then that sells it right there. Like, I know that we think that that's not enough, that Bruce, but like people will be like, it's the fucking spiritual successor to Batman.
Oh yeah, it
the
was
Animated
enough for me just learning it was Bruce Timm making a Batman show that takes place in the 40s.
Yeah, from the creators of, Batman the Animated Series. Like, that's all they needed. They didn't need to be like, this ain't your granddad is Batman. Look, Alfred's fat. Just like your granddaddy was reading Batman.
Alfred's fat and Batman hates him.
Yeah.
Batman doesn't call him by his first name.
No.
Just like Damien, that little bitch of a boy, when he talks to Alfred. I love that. So it's like the internet was all a buzz of this, and we're supposed to be like, ooh, who could this be? This is the male Penguin coming to do the day.
In fairness, like you can't knock their initial intent because they probably didn't make the trailer.
Sure, but they had to know this was happening.
Yeah.
We cut to a warehouse with Robert Thorne.
Robert.
Man loading some shit up in a rush. According to the main thug, Thorne thinks they're going to get hit tonight. Whatever's there is too valuable to be left behind.
I named the main thug Pirate Mustache in my notes.
Yeah. And then the other one
has a piratical mustache. Sorry.
Did you call the other one Muggsy? Because the other one has real Muggsy energy.
Yeah, they have like real Looney Tunes henchmen energy, real Bugs Bunny thugs.
Hamburger man, hot dog man. Yes.
Yeah, like when they get yanked into the smoke, it's gonna go shwoof, and they're like half gonna stay floating and flutter down.
Little silhouette of a guy in a fucking suit.
Of a goon.
I also really like that they have to load and unload things in a suit. That can't be fun.
Yeah.
It can't be. You don't have like a t-shirt.
Also, if you watch that scene, it's one guy loading it on the box, and then three dudes being like, "We should watch out for. He doesn't exist. He's not real." I'm like, if you don't think Batman's real, help your fucking friend load shit onto the truck. There's one guy doing it by himself.
Look, if you've never worked on a job site like that, like a real blue collar site, a lot of laziness.
That's union work.
Yeah, that's true.
They're in the mob union there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Teamsters.
So I just have him as Thug 1 and Thug 2, and he's like, they're gonna get hit. And he's like, the cops ain't fucking coming here. He's like, that's not who we're worried about. And he's like, not you, not the bat.
Oh man,
like one of the,
give me a break.
Yeah, Marvin saw. It's literally that scene. So like, Marvin saw it last week. Marvin, who's in the hospital, he might as well be like, Johnny Gobbs took a walk up. Like
he got ripped and took a walk off a roof.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you think he got there? They have your typical back and forth until the lights go out, and baby, we got a Batman coming. As soon as lights going out in a warehouse happens, you're like, this is Batman, or a Batman surrogate.
It's not an
that
accident.
we're expecting to think is Batman is about to happen. Yeah,
it's not because they didn't pay the power
about
bill.
To show up. Yeah. A person you're supposed to think is Batman is about to show up, and it's Batman. And Batman rolls a smoke canister at him. And
I wrote this down because it made me laugh. First, he rolls a tin can out there, and then they all shoot at it. And then they see it's a tin can, and then he rolls a second object, the exact same shape and size of a tin can, and they shoot it again.
You're jumpy.
In their defense,
and that thing explodes.
They don't know what Batman is. Batman could be a tin can.
That's true. That's true. They're all meeting Batman for the first time here.
It's Bat Can. So it's funny because now we just have the warehouse scene in Batman Begins, but it's in Batman the Caped Crusader.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like I do love that it's literally that. It's like they're covered in gas or whatever. First one gets taken out with a bolo to the legs and a drag into the shadows, which has to be the scariest moment of this man's life up until he hears a whistle.
Yeah, he doesn't live much longer, so it's all right. He won't have to sit with that trauma.
He does a full-on Metal Gear Solid takedown from behind on one of them, and then he gets bored being stealthy.
Yeah.
And just leaps at one
Does
of them.
that thing that like Batman does a lot where he comes straight at the camera like, rah, I'm coming to, and that is like happens. So it happens in this show too, where he jumps at people and they have guns and their initial reaction is like, put the gun away. Like shoot at the Batman, shoot at him.
That's good. I mean, to be fair, that's going to be jarring.
That's true. Yeah.
You don't know what you're looking at, really. This thing is flying out of the darkness.
Your brain's trying to process a very terrifying scenario that has been placed in front of us.
That's true.
Also, I wanted to call something out because this is the first scene where Batman's whipping ass. The fight scenes in this show are pretty sweet. I wanted to say up front, some people get savage ass beatings.
Yes.
You've got a lot to look forward to, Jeff.
It is one of the things where like I definitely think they studied more from what I've gathered from this. I think they studied more real world fighting.
Yeah, because a lot of I'm not going to spoil
animations.
I'm not going to spoil any of it for you, but like some of the later stuff, it's just real simple, but just really nasty.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, Bruce.
It's the UFCification of action films, which I don't necessarily hate.
Yeah,
and you can really see it. You see it more appropriately in the difference between like the Dark Knight trilogy and then like John Wick.
Yeah.
Where you see it's like it's more grandiose and more of like, well, this is how you'd really fuck somebody up. Like, I don't know, Batman fighting the way he does in the Dark Knight, doing like Dawson punches, stuff like that. It's not going to be as effective as the movie lets you view it to be.
Yeah.
But like if you were to see Keanu Reeves rolling you around on a bus, like shooting all your friends, you'd be like, yeah, that probably is what would happen.
Also,
it's a very realistic way.
You watch Batman, the first time you see Batman beating ass in The Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, he is doing like UFC, like ground pounding.
Ground and pound.
Yeah, brutality.
Yeah. Which is like in real life, that's obviously we watch UFC, which is like they know how to fight in every which way. They always end up resorting to hitting him with my fist on the ground.
I mean, well, if it works, it works, right? Like,
yeah. It's a good move.
I'm gonna do some taekwondo. It's like, what are you at a tournament? No, I'm not gonna do taekwondo. That's a useless martial art. Stop it.
Just punch his ass off.
Yeah. Beat a guy's balls in until they're fucking blood pudding in there and just be like, justice. Like, you didn't kill the man, but you killed his bloodline.
He absolutely kills that guy in the Batman. He is dead. There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
The guy in the Batman is at the very least in the worst wheelchair you could imagine.
Yeah. He's one of those like full body Looney Tunes casts.
What Batman just punching every fucking bone in the guy's body. Batman leaps out. He's beating absolute ass. And one guy's like trying to take a shot. He's like, oh. And then he shoots his friend who's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he shoots Pirate Mustache right in the heart.
Like in the heart. And Batman's like, well, he'll be fine. The gun guy fucking sprints out the door and Batman beats him outside, both literally and figuratively.
I also like that Batman does this every once in a while where like somebody gets killed and you don't see him chalk it up. It's just like collateral damage. That guy got shot. Batman paid him no mind at all. It's a risk of the job.
He pulls another guy in front of him for the Tommy gun fire, didn't he?
I don't recall, but we've talked about this before, but I forget what was that Batman Gotham Knights? The thing that took place between Batman Begins and the Dark Knight.
Oh, the animated thing?
Oh,
yeah.
Like
it's like the Animatrix for Batman.
Yeah.
There's that whole episode where it's about like the collateral damage of bullets flying off of him. Cause remember he had that like ultra magnet that would collect bullets. And then one of the mobsters gets shot and the guy's like, you broke him, you bought him. And they leave. And like the whole episode is about Batman trying to keep this guy alive.
Yeah.
That's the only time Batman in sort of this kind of pop culture is like cared about somebody getting shot.
Yeah. In this
process.
And this is just like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It doesn't even seem like he notices.
Yeah, he's just like, well, this guy's only going to get shot once tonight.
Yeah.
We hear a
Had to
whistle.
protect this wealth. Had to protect Rupert Thorne's wealth.
Rupert Thorne's wealthy. It's important to protect it.
Actually, I think
I'm still a capitalist.
I think Thorne was stealing that shit, but anyway, he's still protecting wealth. He's protecting
Or it's
property.
at very least, well, it's stolen shit. It's Rupert Thorne's shit.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
remember, it's his warehouse that's getting hit. We hear a whistle and outside, and then the building and every man but the one thug he just punched explodes straight to hell.
Yeah.
And Batman looks on like, yeah, it's fucked up.
Oh,
I'll
goddamn.
get down to the bottom of this, probably.
I was almost in there.
I hope I don't get blamed for this.
Alfred, I believe in angels now.
He just gets on the phone with Alfred. Alfred, I almost died. I almost died.
Any word?
You can pick me up, Alfred. Yeah,
It'd be funny if he became super Christian after that. I was saved by Christ.
This is the origin of Christian Batman.
The scariest of all the Batmen, really.
I like to think that Ben Affleck's Batman was devout Catholic, like
Oh,
from
yeah.
Boston Catholic.
Oh yeah, he kisses a crucifix before every fight,
Yeah.
before every bank robbery he thwarts. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be, seeing Batman wearing like a big crucifix?
Basically, you're looking at a Mark Wahlberg Batman, and that's the scariest combination of words I
You
can
would
possibly imagine.
Yeah, you'd see that guy and just be like, "Oh no!"
Not this Hulk Hogan ass motherfucker trying to take me out.
It's just, there's nothing can come of that combination except horrible violence.
Yep.
You better pray, and I mean it. No, we know. We know. We saw. We saw what you did. Batman's protesting outside and shit. Anyway, fade to black. We get our credits. Interesting fact that I noticed in the credits is that there is an all-star cast of executive producers on this show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Ed Brubaker.
Yep.
Which, like, Jesus Christ.
Brubaker writes a lot of them too, or at least a couple.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't it? I think he wrote the first one, right?
He wrote this one, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think.
Did he? Because I looked in
Oh, I
this
thought
one.
I thought he did.
No, it's Bruce Timm and someone else, but it's not Ed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing that the more policey, crimey stuff is going to be much more Brubaker-y.
The second episode is written by Greg Rucka.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Ruck, yeah, dude.
I can't believe I put that up. So we cut to Wayne Manor and Batman. Also, like, Bruce is never Bruce in this except when he's going undercover as Bruce,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting choice that I do not hate. I like this a
Oh,
lot.
he hates being Bruce. One thing that it's a small thing, but like they sprinkle a couple of these throughout. Like in the animated series, he doesn't use his Batman voice in private when he's talking to Alfred. In this, he does. Like in private, he speaks as Batman, even if he's not dressed as Batman.
Like that famous panel where Diana Clark and Bruce all like grab onto the lasso to like make a pact, and she's like Diana of Themyscira, and Superman is just like Kal-El of Krypton, and then Bruce just goes Batman, and he's holding on to the lasso.
Yeah.
It's such a good panel.
I love that whole bit. I also love that the Batman like comes home. Alfred comes. I think it's in that scene right after. He's like, "Well, it doesn't seem like you're going to sleep, sir." And
That's the end of the episode. Yeah.
oh, okay, but it's just Batman staring at like a see-through chalkboard outline of Gotham, just staring at it, being like, what
A real Star Wars war room.
Yeah, nothing
had
is
that-
added to that. It's just the layout of the city. What are you looking for?
I had that written down in my notes too. Is every time we cut to him in the cave, actually, in this episode, he is just staring a hole through that map,
I
and
think he
there's
spent like
nothing on it.
$5,000 on that map. I think he spent a lot of money getting that map made, and he's like, "I'm gonna get
We're gonna get our money's worth out of this map, Pennyworth.
I
Don't
gotta
you
get
dare
my
make fun
penny's
of the
worth,
map,
get it?
Pennyworth."
So basically, he's like, "Yeah, all these explosions are fucking corporate shells of Rupert Thorne owned buildings." And also Alfred is fat, which I like. I like that it's the golden age version of Alfred, which is really fun.
It makes every other Alfred look emaciated, doesn't it? Like now I see skinny normal Alfred, and I'm like, he's not eating any of the tea and crumpets he's setting out for the boys.
You think Bruce lets him eat?
I think Alfred, yeah, like I think a real Alfred would be Wayfish because he's just so
On
stressed
his
out.
feet all day. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just so stressed out by having Bruce run around
All
in his
right. Yeah.
pajamas
And then he's got to be like mission control all night. This old man. You're making
I
him.
bet he smells like Pall Mall unfiltered, man. I bet fucking guy. Like he'd be vibrating with just like this like nervous energy of what Bruce is gonna bring onto his fucking doorstep next time. Like I kind of don't necessarily agree with the fat Alfred because I'm like, he'd be too stressed.
Yeah, that man is not eating. His
Yeah.
his kid is going out. The city explodes, and he's like, "I know that's my son."
Yeah. I know that boom has something to do
Yeah,
with my adopted child, basically. Yeah. So Alfred is like, hey, police ruled all those accidents, gas leaks, electrical fires, etc. And so they're basically addressing that there's a corrupt scenario going on. And Alfred is just like, yeah, this kind of means gang war, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, that is an unnerving concept.
I love that Alfred is like read up on the gangs of Gotham. Like I want to see this, like him in like the 90s. Like being like just super encyclopedic knowledge of like the Crips and the Bloods and stuff.
Yeah. Like a Vice reporter.
Yeah.
Rodney King happens, and Alfred's like, "I fear our Los Angeles might fall to rioting, Master Bruce."
I am embedded with several street gangs for 6 months, Master Bruce.
Just undercover in the Bloods.
MS-13.
Alfred getting jumped into the Crips.
They make him shoot a guy.
Yeah.
Real life gangs could really benefit from somebody like bringing them little tea sandwiches every once in a while and stuff.
Right?
Really
Like
do a
little tea
lot for
parties,
morale.
cucumber and watercress sandwiches and shit.
They
Yeah.
could use an Alfred. Yeah, they could use an Alfred.
Yeah. It's vichyssoise, sirs. It's supposed to be cold. He gets jumped again.
I brought you your sweets, sir.
Okay, so Batman decides he's going to find out who the crime boss is. He's going to know exactly where to start, and where he's going to start is a green square, circled on his map.
Right here.
There's a
Green
few
square.
red squares. He's gonna go to the green square.
So
Makes sense.
the only thing this can mean is that he has memorized the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has sat here for hours.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
How have you done a podcast with me for 6.5 years and then questioned that Batman would study
Oh, no,
a
I'm
map
just-
of Gotham encyclopedically?
I'm underlining that for the listeners.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Because like when you said that, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, of course, he probably drew the map.
He might have.
Yeah. And then Alfred's like, you think it could be a police officer? And everybody watching went, yeah, man,
Yeah.
Gotham.
Even-
And then Bruce
Probably.
said, yeah, man, it's Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, Gotham or not. It's like Batman basically says, grow up, Alfred.
Yeah. It's Gotham, Pennyworth. Does the corruption really surprise you? And then I wrote, oh, you call him Pennyworth, you psychopath. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
We're brushing over like 20 years of what Batman did since his parents died, and he spent his entire time in a mansion calling the man bringing him dinner by his last name.
The man who consoled him.
Yeah, that's psychotic.
He's the help.
Yeah, that is true.
Cut to the courthouse where we see Barbara Gordon as a defense attorney, which
Yeah.
again, I hate. I don't like it at all.
Oh, I
understand.
really like it,
I
actually.
do
But
too.
Okay, I'm allowed.
I totally
I'm-
understand what you're saying.
It's one of those things where it's like it's different for me, but I also recognize why you would like it. To me, the ability to cinch it all up together with one thread pull isn't as much for me as it is that you're turning her into Daredevil.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily, I mean, I'm assuming Barbara Gordon is at some point in time going to become Batgirl, which means she's Daredevil. Like,
It's not clear, honestly.
okay.
You'd
Fair
prefer
enough.
her to just be a 14-year-old girl that buys a Batman costume and goes out on her own?
I think that actually fits the character a little bit better, and it allows the character arc to be a little bit different. But I like the idea of her being more of a bystander that is working their way through this as opposed to somebody who's involved in the law.
Yeah.
But and I guess maybe it's just because like we have a Daredevil, like Daredevil exists, a character that's like a defense attorney that then goes out and fights crime because the system is broken. So it comes off as a little derivative to me, and I get it that Marvel and Daredevil specifically don't own the rights to the idea of a defense attorney becoming a vigilante. I just, between that and the conflict of interest between her defending people that her father may have arrested or whatever, like,
Yeah.
you know, would you feel comfortable if the name of the commissioner is the name of your defense attorney?
Yeah. I mean, legally in real life, I don't think they would. I think that every lawyer that she went up against would use that conflict of interest to get a declare a mistrial.
She wouldn't be able to be an attorney in Gotham City, probably.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
So like, but it's also a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
And
And
I also recognize that.
It's there to sort of personify the conflict between her and her dad, because Gordon's very
Yes.
different in this too.
Yeah, I also will say, as the season progresses, it's important that she has that role. It plays a bigger part for her.
So they wrote scripts and
They
plots.
did. Yeah, they
Okay,
continue to have. Doesn't change. Episode 2, it continues to be her job.
Not Batmite isn't showing up in part 2
No.
and making it.
She
All
loses her sight thanks to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles goop, and then she can see.
And she literally becomes Daredevil, which is weird.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go outside of Max. Once you're on Amazon, shit gets wild.
It's the Wild West out there.
Yeah, Amazon, you can do whatever you want. It's like Tubi. One of my all-time favorite Onion articles, and I think I mentioned this to Adam on a podcast recently, but was just Tubi CEO back at Goodwill to find more DVDs to rip and put on service or whatever.
No joke. There are some movies that are only on Tubi. Like they're not streaming anywhere else, and it's always
Surf
the
Ninjas.
weird, obscure stuff. Yeah.
Surf Ninjas is available on Tubi. You know what else is available on Tubi? Sid is Dead.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out when I looked it up because I wanted to find it.
It's probably cheaper on Tubi.
Because it's free. Yes.
Damn it.
Very good.
The cheapest it can be.
I wanted to be at least behind a little bit of a paywall.
Well, there's commercials.
Oh, okay. What is Tubi? What?
Tubi is network television basically. It's like cable TV.
No,
it's just streaming cable. Yeah.
I was saying, what's Tubi's big? Every big streaming service has an IP now. Like Paramount has Transformers and Star Trek. Max has and Harry Potter stuff. What is Tubi going to grab?
Tubi's would be like the Filmation Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones with the gorilla.
Yeah.
And the jalopy.
Like that's the Tubi. No, Tubi and Pluto have the same vibe, which is like, do you miss real TV? Because we kind of are that.
Yeah.
If you want. And I'm like, I'm kind of like, yeah. I actually do.
Like
I love
TV.
Pluto. I'm like, guess I'll just turn it on to a random episode of Star Trek The Next Generation and just have a fucking morning. Where I can see commercials for, you know, why this Prop 48 would kill your grandmother or some shit.
It's the other way around. I think old people are watching Tubi, so they're like, it's going to kill your grandkids.
Yeah. They're going to kill you.
They're going to make your grandkid a woman, kill him.
So
anyways, back to Commander Riker's adventures.
back to Riker. She's defending this like youth gang member who basically just got caught up in a bad life without options, blah, blah, blah. And then Harvey Dent slides up to her after they're like, all right, jury, you know, it's adjourned until the jury comes up with a thing. And Harvey Dent, played wonderfully by Diedrich Bader, which I love. Animated Batman won't let him go.
Yeah.
No.
They won't allow this man.
He just
like
belongs.
He must clearly love the character, right? Like, so he comes up and basically Harvey Dent is a new version of Harvey Dent where he is a prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he really wants to talk to you about the philosophies of Ayn Rand.
He also has soft, pillowy lips.
He does. I want to smooch him.
He's a handsome man. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I want to smooch animated Harvey Dent real bad on this one.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this Harvey Dent voted for Trump is what it feels like.
Kind of feels that way.
A little bit, yeah.
This Harvey Dent. Also, when he does the coin, the classic Harvey Dent, heads you get this, tails you get this. it comes across in a different way when he's doing it in like a flirtatious way with the woman that he's battling in court. It felt gross to me.
It's gross.
I think it
feels gross.
It's meant to, I think. Like I like this
yeah.
version of Harvey is he's not, I don't want to spoil anything, but he's slimy, basically. It's a slimy version of Harvey.
He's a greaseball.
Sort of like has two faces, so to speak. Like,
yeah.
He kind of seems like a one face, actually, if I'm going to be 100% honest.
Oh yeah, so far one face.
Yeah.
We're not seeing soft side of Harvey. We're not seeing the good side. He's Harvey Dent, and he's a bit of a cunt. I guess is like the easiest way to describe him. Pardon the phrasing if you're not British. But man, he sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a real creep.
They argue, which he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I get writing. They argue about how he's being set up to take the fall. Dent's like, he's like, hey, I'm running for mayor, by the way. You have a button. And she's like, how about you fuck right off, bro? And then, because here's the thing. Not only does he do the coin flip to be a little flirty, but also like the two options are so
They're
shitty.
terrible. Yeah. 20
He's
years
like,
to life or the electric chair.
Yeah. And she also Barbara Gordon's really good at storming off when people flirt with her. It's like her main thing.
Yeah.
She's not having it.
She does it 3 times in 22 minutes.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon in this aces every Bechdel test you throw at her. She is only interested in justice.
Just she's like Batman.
Yeah, she's like a bat girl kind of thing.
I bet we'd
like
really get
Daredevil.
along if we sat down and talked about crime.
And caves.
There's also this thing that people talk
bats.
about.
Sorry.
How they're like every redheaded character from like comic books and video games, when they get adapted into a TV or movie, they always make the redheaded characters black, and it happens like a bunch of times. There's like a list of it's happened with like it happened with Barbara Gordon in the Back Row movie and Ariel, and there's a bunch of examples of it. And I liked it in this show. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do that, but also she still is gonna have red hair. She's still And so now there's people that are like mildly racist when they say that can't use the card of, but I wanted to be represented as a redhead. So like, you are.
Yeah, Malcolm X had red hair.
Yeah.
Like I love that there are people that literally think that a person who is black or half black cannot have red hair.
Yeah.
That is a fascinating type of person to be that stupid about it.
Because there's nobody that you upset more than comic book incels when you make a character that they just want to be is a voluptuous, sexy white woman, and
They want to fuck the drawing.
yeah, exactly. Turn her into anything else.
And
it's
again,
really creatively limiting.
Yeah.
I have in my notes Barbara is mixed race, which I'm totally okay with, but I am not totally okay with her being a defense attorney. Like I have that in my notes at this point.
Jeff, I gotta say, you're okay with the important thing.
Well, no, it's just one of those things. Well, no, I have that in my notes because I wanted to do like a little thing where I was going to fake being a racist by voting for Trump.
That's so fun.
For 3 times in a row.
What a goof.
Yeah, it was my little bit that I like
Oh,
to do.
funny. You tell me the guy from Boston's going to do I'm racist bit? That's really funny.
I'm a bit like the Joker, folks.
It's true.
Can't you tell?
Mm-hmm. You have
I'm
told me
basically
that we
the
live in a
Joker.
society.
We have been known to live in a society.
Yeah.
And you do like to watch things burn. Also,
Yes.
you do like that.
And I also don't care about money, apparently, according to my bank account. So anyway, she storms off. Cut to the Hall of Records, and Batman is sneaking past like an executive assistant who looks like a Betty Page pinup character, which I thought was an interesting. Like I was wondering if they purposefully designed her with that in mind.
Oh, I'm not sure.
But because she invokes that. You've seen Rocketeer.
Yeah.
I hope.
We said it. Oh, sorry.
What was that?
Just that we said it yesterday on the other podcast that we can't forget that Bruce Timm wants more than anything to draw sexy pinup naked girls. That's all. It's all he can do. So every time, it's like they put the clothes on them in After Effects. Like he draws them, and they're like, Bruce.
He's like, I got to draw me a pear-shaped boob with a pink nipple, or else I'm going to explode.
He really
a curvy woman with big wide hips. They're like, dude, put her in a pantsuit or we'll fucking send you to Amazon Prime.
He really wanted he should have been painting women onto the side of B-52s in a different life. That's what he really wanted. That was his true calling.
Yeah.
His true calling. He's so pissed that he has to do Batman. He fucking hates it. He's like, I should be drawing a big old set of titties on the side of a fucking F-14 Tomcat or some
I will
shit.
say he does the same thing with men though. Like we were saying about they're all linebackers. If unless the character is like purposely fat, which he does do, they are all for the most part svelte
Trapezoids.
Yeah.
trapezoids. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're all triangles with legs.
They look like Atari characters. Yeah.
Yeah. Except for like the characters that are like, oh, and this is a measly little dork. And then
Right.
Yeah.
hair
We're
shape.
gonna meet one of those in a minute.
We're about to.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
what I was thinking about. I was like, well,
Things are gonna go very poorly for our young cobble pie. So okay. Batman sneaks in and he finds out that Wilfred Lee was the inspector that's clearly on the take for falsifying the building explosion police reports, right? So cut to Lee's drunk ass leaving a building, and we have the last scene from Batman Begins, but with Wilfred Lee.
And a train.
And a train. He's interrogated over the train tracks. It's a whole thing to get. Also, the way he's like, whoever the voice actor is, I would like to nominate for like an award, because I feel like the voice actor, like, to get method shit his pants while he's yelling.
He's really panicking, man. The voice acting in general is really great on this show.
It is.
yeah.
Also, Minnie Driver as the Penguin is
She sure fucking is, yeah.
yeah. Like, that's so good.
I love how Amazon does that thing where when you pause it, it shows you who the actors are in the scene that you're watching. And I was looking at it, I paused it. I think it was in the scene right before this, and it's like John DiMaggio, D. Bradley Baker, Cedric Yarborough. Like it is stacked.
Pretty stacked, yeah. At one point, Paul Scheer ×2.
Paul Scheer is both of her sons.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
he does a great job
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's both of the Cobblepot boys.
Yeah,
Boy.
he's our boys.
Cobble boys.
So basically he squeals that it's the Penguin, and Batman's like, if that was a lie, I'm gonna come back and I'm going to kill you. And this guy's just like, he can't stop saying it's a Penguin, it's a Penguin, because he's filled with he's no longer filled with shit, but his pants are filled with shit.
yeah,
oh,
it's been expelled.
Hanging
in his
upside
pants.
down when he did it. So his back is probably super filled with shit too.
His brain's trying to repair itself too. Like he's trying to cushion the blow of this trauma.
Yeah. Batman also did that thing that he does in only cartoons where he takes somebody that is hanging over and then like throws them over himself in like a physics defying
An impossible feat of
Just
strength.
whips
Yes.
them into the roof like a morning star.
Yeah. That poor
Yeah.
guy is covered in shit. No,
Yeah.
he's gonna get definitely killed by the Penguin Woman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that man is dead. He knows he's dead.
he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
making it home.
No. He can't even wash. He's gonna die with his shit on
He's
him.
got shit in his shoes at this point. Like he's
filled
gonna
to the
just.
fully filled with shit. So we cut to the Iceberg Lounge, which is like a super yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nightclub yacht.
Yeah, like a riverboat casino.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
in this, so different. A riverboat casino for rich people, not like from the movie Maverick.
I think those
Not
people
Top
were
Gun
rich too.
Maverick. There are
That
no river-
the entry
Although
fee
there's-
was pretty high.
Huh?
The entry fee was pretty high in Maverick.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to recalibrate. But I will say this, man. I like Maverick. It's a good movie.
It's a pretty good movie.
It's a good movie.
Haven't seen it. Damn it.
Good soundtrack. Mel Gibson's a very good actor. He is woke in that movie.
I don't
Wow.
know if you can. I don't know if you can watch Maverick having not seen it before Mel Gibson outed himself as a piece of shit. Because it may be
Yeah.
too hard of a hurdle to get over
I don't
if
know.
you hadn't seen it before then.
I can still digest a little Lethal Weapon, knowing he's a racist anti-Semite.
Hell yeah.
Hell
You're
yeah.
like, I prefer it now.
Yeah, but when did you
Yeah.
when did you see
Better.
Lethal Weapon though for the first time?
When did I see it?
Yeah, did you see it
Oh, yeah.
before he
I did
came
see
out
it
as a
before.
yeah?
Before the,
like
the
earlier this
voicemail or
morning,
whatever that was?
Yeah, yep. I mean, it started with the DUI and then the voicemail.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Gibson Cast.
Sidetrack.
So the Penguin is doing a cabaret number where she's singing Bill Bailey, and they fucking love it.
Yeah.
They love this lady. I'm trying to understand her relationship with Gotham.
I guess
like-
she's like an Al Swearingen type.
Like a philanthropist that's like doing a whole bit to like get loose.
I think she's like a local business owner, right? She has a cabaret, a floating cabaret. And yeah, she's just throwing a policeman's charity ball, to get in good with the city so she can keep on criming.
Oh, she loves it. She's doing crimes right there.
She is.
They love her. She goes to a table with Flass and Bullock, who are the two shadiest looking men on the planet.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Flass,
Oh, yeah.
I would like to say that Flass is a very sexy man. Like the way they do Flass is
he's dangerously sexy.
he is, I looked at him and I was like, oh lordy.
He's Flass is one of the characters that stays true to his core, I will say. No matter what multiverse you're in, he sucks.
Instead of a blonde linebacker, though, he looks like Piston Hurricane. You know who he looks like? He looks like fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Like he's just this like beautiful brown man.
If Flash from this asked you to plant evidence, you'd be like, okay, yeah,
sure.
Want to do it together?
You're writing your names. See, that's why Bullock's behaving that way. Go to his desk. Yeah, you see Harvey Flass written over and over again on Bullock's notebook.
Mrs. Harvey Flass. So she flirts with him at the table, and Bullock just goes, "Hey, do me next." And she goes, "Not if you're the last cop on Earth." And everyone's like, "Oh!"
I love how the whole room is like, "Yeah, fuck you, Bullock."
You fucking slob. And then she goes, 23 skidoo, I bid you adieu. And everyone's like, yeah, this is a normal thing one would say.
In the 40s. Yeah, I don't know what it means, but apparently
this the 40s? Because I couldn't help but notice that there are brown people in charge of the police, which makes me really think it's not the 40s.
It's the fun Gotham 40s.
Not everything. It's just a Batman show. Come on, man. Not everything needs to be.
I also like what you're saying about like what is the Penguin to these people? Like, can you imagine going to like a ball or a casino and then they're like, oh, by the way, pause your conversation. The owner of the casino is going to sing in your face for like 2 minutes. Yeah, you're like I'm going to go to the bathroom.
She's 6'2", and she dresses like a weird magician.
She dresses like Zatanna. Yeah, it's a cabaret show, but she's
But she wears that in every other scene when it's not the performance.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, she is the Penguin.
She's 58, and everyone wants to fuck her.
Yeah, man.
Wants to fuck the 6'2" scary lady. No way.
She's got charisma.
She really does.
She really does.
I want to fuck this Penguin. I want to fuck most of these people, if I'm being 100%
honest. Yeah.
I want to fuck Gobble Boys.
Yeah. Well. Those are two. Those are the only two. I think those are the only two unfuckable characters. And luckily,
I'll give Bullock a shot. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Bullock. I forgot about him. He looks like he fucking stinks.
Did we mention he's voiced by John DiMaggio?
Is he? Yeah,
because that's pretty perfect casting.
Yeah, I remember John DiMaggio is also one of the thugs.
I think he does some incidental voices too, but his primary character is Bullock.
Yeah, that's standard. That would be like when you'd be watching a Joker episode and just randomly one of the thugs is clearly Mark Hamill doing his regular voice. Yeah. You're like, oh, they had him for an extra 40 minutes.
Yeah, we just had him pick up some characters.
Yeah, they're like, all right, say I don't think so, boss, real quick. So then Barbara and Jim are together lamenting that they have to be there, but Jim appreciates that she's with him at the police fundraiser, and she's like, does it bother you that half the people here want you to fail? He's like, it's more than half. Dent comes up to schmooze and he's like, whoa, look at Barbara's here. I wish she'd work for me in the DA's office. You know, Jim, when I'm elected, me and you are going to do great things. And Jim's like, sure. And he goes, who knows? Maybe then you won't need outside help from giant bats.
Hey.
And Barbara's like, yeah, a good neg. He's been studying he read Mystery's book.
Oh,
Harvey Dent absolutely has like a YouTube playlist of pickup artists. 100%.
He went to one of those like alpha male seminars.
Yeah, like he's about to explain what non-fungible means to Barbara to try to get her to fuck him. But she's not having it. She's like, "Do you leave cookies out for Santa too, you fucking dipshit?" And then it cuts to Bruce in a boat. He's in like a cigarette boat with Alfred. He's in an Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade boat.
A dinghy.
Yeah, and he's just like, "I always knew something was going on here, Alfred." He just does a little bit like, "I knew some shit was going on here, but I thought it was like some light money laundering. Kind of seems like it might be big, huge crimes." In my head, I'm just kind of like, "Well, you're Batman. Why haven't you checked it out?"
Yeah.
You have a sub.
Yeah, you obviously have a submarine. I'm sure you have a bat boat as well.
Oh, he's got a bat boat.
Oh, he's got a big fucking bat boat.
You're telling me
It's
Bruce
the same
Wayne
size.
You're telling me Bruce
Stealth
Wayne
yacht.
never got invited to an Iceberg Lounge gala?
Yeah, so we could plant some shit in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be his boat. I don't know.
Yeah, right. And we meet Ronald Cobblepot, one of the Penguin sons, in a powder blue tux, and he's shaped like a dill pickle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's one
like
of those.
like a frightened pickle. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Trust me.
Like a nervous pickle.
A
Yeah.
nervous but anxious pickle.
He also looks so much like this guy from Recess. Did you guys think that too?
Oh, Recess was
we're
sort of
old.
after my time. I'm kind of old, but let me
Yeah,
see
We're
the-
old, man.
Hold up the picture again.
It looks. I guess I was like thinking it was like the combination of the.
Oh, that's Aaron, I think, that you're thinking of right there. Aaron's the little one.
The little blonde one.
Yeah.
That's Aaron.
Oh, okay. We haven't met Aaron.
Ronald's the tall one with cocktail sauce on his cummerbund.
Yeah, the one that tries to flirt with Barbara and calls her sweetie, and she's just like, "You have cocktail sauce on your shirt, you fucking dripless dip hole,"
Yeah.
and just fucking walks away. And he's just like stuck up, little, not even that pretty anyway. And then Aaron, his brother, walks up, the guy from Recess,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Wow, you fumbled the bag." He's like, "I don't really know if that's how you describe
I think
me."
you screwed it up.
Yeah,
Not sure that's how that saying goes.
yeah.
I had written down that the Penguin's kids look like Bazooka Joe characters.
That's a fair point.
Especially the little guy.
He looks like a circus freak. Yeah, like
He looks like a
They-
crew
the
cut
way they-
became a little boy.
the way they draw him, because of like the perspective of that, he's like 4'3".
Yeah. It's exactly.
And they're just like, yeah, like a regular person that people wouldn't be freaked out about.
It's exactly
He's got weird teeth.
that thing I was thinking about. Bruce Timm draws sexy characters. They're like, oh, by the way, this character is not sexy. He's like, oh, so they're a freak show? They're atrocious then, right? Teeny tiny, odd shaped, horrible face, braces, freckles. Yeah.
Yeah. Jagged snaggle teeth.
Yeah.
No, like a normal person.
Face like an old lamp.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a hideous piece of shit that sucks. No, Bruce, no. But you said it's not a pinup model.
Yeah.
So it's a linebacker. No, Bruce, it's like a regular, think of like a regular normal guy. But a 4'2", bad teeth,
I would love to see
freaking crossed eyes.
the initial concept for what I'm sure was sexy female penguin, where they were like, all right, buddy. She looks,
It was just Zatanna.
yeah, with like a hook nose.
Yeah. It would be Zatanna with a witch's beak.
Yeah. So basically he and Aaron get into a little fight. We see some sibling rivalry that it turns out they are the worst family who has ever lived.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to find out their sibling rivalry creeps towards self-salvation murder.
Yeah.
So Bruce boarding the ship is immediately mobbed. Aaron greets him and Bruce plays being a huge asshole to him so well. He's like, Aaron, he's like, great, Alan, here. And he gives him his jacket and his hat. And he's like, find a place for these. He plays Bruce Wayne very well.
His Bruce is so great. He just plays a complete dick.
Yeah.
He plays Harvey.
Just a completely aloof, totally shallow rich guy. It's like the Christian Bale one, only worse. Like more of a douche, like more intolerable.
Because it was the 40s, and like Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne in the 40s would have just been every dude.
Right, it's a regular guy.
So you gotta
a
play it
regular
up.
guy with a secret family somewhere. So Harvey greets him, and Bruce is like, "Let's get some drinks." Penguin sees Rupert Thor, and they have a tense kind of thing where Rupert's like, "Well, supporting local law enforcement's our civil duty," and she gets into one of those, "Oh, what a tragedy that your buildings were blown up. Thank God you weren't in there, or else you would have been blown into itty bitty pieces," which she's showing her hand pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
She wants them to know, man.
Yeah. Like, and then he goes, "Yeah, I got a tip," and hightailed right out of there right in time. And she's like, "Really?" Which I'm like, why are we doing this dance if you've already just told him that you were the one who did it, basically? And he looks back at Aaron smiling and goes, "You might say a little birdie told me. Itty bitty birdie. See you around, Penguin." And like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, she just Othello'd her. Oh, he just Othello'd her ass.
Yeah. She's about to get the end of the Punisher. Made you kill your son. So Bruce is entertaining a group, and he purposely spills like booze on himself, and he's like, "Oh, clumsy me, I can't hold my drinks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go pick a locked door and go into a cargo room with loose boxes by a pool."
Yeah. There's a lot going on in the bowels of the Penguin's boat.
Get a strap around those boxes, Penguin. Come on, man. Just let them float. What's this? $8 million in cocaine. We should let it slide around by this.
We should let it fall into the fucking ocean.
By this uncovered indoor pool on this boat.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because like, I don't know how that works, how like the buoyancy aspect of it works, but like that pool just goes under the boat. Like, I don't know how that stuff works. I'm not a physics genius to know about like having an open pool.
It's just the ocean. Yeah.
Because then he comes up, because he goes there and he hears the Cobblepots and Iggy coming, and he just fucking dives in, right?
Oh, does he come out in?
And then he comes back out around the yacht.
Oh, so that is just like an opening.
It's like a dive pool, yeah.
Yeah, which I've seen in like Deep Blue Sea has that, right? The shark that comes in,
Yeah.
And I just don't know the science behind it.
How does because now I mean, we're gonna get into this isn't a how do diving pools and boats work podcast. But when you move the boat, does the water not go inside the boat? Whatever.
I do not know.
It's choppy seas. What's going on here? Like,
let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, like a hot tub cover to put over that thing, or kind of little saran wrap or something.
Just a tarp.
Yeah.
Put a rug over it.
Yes. And that's good too, because if somebody steps on the rug, then it's like a good trap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You turn it into a mystery mansion.
Yeah.
Bruce dives in, then comes out on the other end, goes, "Guess it's not a yacht party until somebody falls overboard." And Babs is like the only one right there, and she goes, "Excuse me," and she walks away. Third time.
And then he turns to two other random women and says, "I guess it's not a party until somebody falls overboard."
It's so good. It's such a great bit.
Within Barbara's earshot.
Yeah. Great bit, Bruce. You're doing great.
Yeah, he knows how to be repellent.
Back in the pool, they all have a little powwow about how funny it is that they're embezzling from the cops, which I like.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It is very funny.
And then Penguin's just like, "Yeah, but also one of you sold me out." And they each point at each other as the culprit, and they go at it.
Actually, the little guy doesn't. He says, he says, "What? We never did anything." And then Ronnie says, "It was Aaron.
He did it. He did it."
And then he's like, he must have done it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Aaron, it's like, "No, you fucking."
I just wanted to point out that at first, I keep forgetting the little guy's name. Aaron. At first, Aaron is like, "No, we would never." But then Ronnie instantly throws him under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we find out that Ronnie is,
because he's the one who snitched. Yeah.
Also, Penguin kills her son and does not question the other son about it at all. Takes his word for it, just as he states, and is like, "All right."
I think that must be a weakness of hers, because she took it from Rupert Thorne too without questioning it.
She confirms. Like, she's really, I mean, I think she's pretty sure it's Aaron already. And then that, like, I think she sees Ronnie as confirmation.
Yeah, Aaron does look like a little rat fuck.
I mean, look, Aaron deserved to die. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, based on looks alone, kill that one.
Just so I don't have to see him anymore.
Bruce Timm designed him to be murdered.
And
I'm going to make the most killable man, folks.
And yet, his death, I think, is the most haunting thing we've ever seen on this show.
It's a very upsetting scenario because Iggy puts him in what is essentially a footlocker and pushes him.
It's a steamer trunk,
into the ocean, and it just sinks.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I was like, well, that's dark.
And you can hear him screaming still as it sinks because it's not filled with water yet.
Real
Paul Dini would have put the reins on that a little bit, I think.
Oh, man. Like you said at the beginning, this ain't your granddaddy's Batman.
I kind of feel like a rudderless Bruce Timm is a problem without Paul Dini, you know, like it doesn't feel safe having Bruce Timm without the angel of Paul Dini being like, are we really doing it this way? Are you sure?
It seems like we put that measly little kid in a box and we let him drown in the bottom of the ocean.
We put that ugly little son of a bitch.
Okay. All right. Well, we're giving it to Amazon.
Yeah,
we'll let you do it, but we are not gonna put this show on our platform.
And Brubaker's probably like, yeah, the check clears, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah. Let's do it, man. It's crime. Crime happens. I wrote Sleeper. I wrote Criminal, for God's sake.
You wrote Daredevil. It's probably where he got the idea for Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, he's like, I have an idea.
We're gonna send her to jail.
What if Barbara Gordon was Captain America's sidekick, frozen, and then brought back? He created the Winter Soldier. All right, here we go.
In fact, that was the first comic book I ever read.
Hell yeah, dude.
No.
Iggy
I can't be.
They kill him. They kill Aaron.
They sure do.
They kill him so bad. The only way Bruce Timm can come.
That's what Bruce Timm wants every ugly person's. That's the fate he wants every ugly person to suffer.
that's his fantasy right there.
He's
two fantasies. One is the invisible woman with doe eyes, and then the other one is killing ugly men. Penguin goes, he was my favorite because that makes you my favorite now. He walks away, and Ronnie is gone.
Yeah, he gets on a boat and gets the hell out of there.
Yeah, he immediately is gone. We immediately cut to Thorne getting a call from Ronnie on land. And Thorne's like, hey, what if you fucked off? You sold your own mother out and brother.
Right, because he's like, you got to help me. And he's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also a huge mistake because having Ronnie around would be a good, at the very least, good ransom. It's a good playing chip to have.
Doesn't seem like she cares about her sons enough to pay a ransom.
Yeah, but you don't really know that, like.
Well, when she finds out that the police has him,
then she's like, kill this fucker. Yeah.
She blows up the police station.
She sure does. Penguin's all pissed. Iggy's like, she's like, do you have any idea what that means? And Iggy goes, that Thorne got you to kill the wrong son. She's like, that's not what I'm talking about. It's like she got tomatoes on her sandwich and it's like an annoyance.
I mean, listen, those kids suck.
They do suck.
They suck real hard. Bruce Timm, he came in and had them record more screams as he sang.
Yeah, Paul Scheer had to get a lot of lozenges after this one.
Nah, make the ugly little guy scream more.
Yeah. He's sweating in the recording booth. Just put a belt around his neck and he just tightens it a little bit. Bruce, no. No, it means that rats.
You want an Emmy, don't you? Sorry.
He's gonna squeal about the whole operation. Whatever it takes, find him. Cut to Barbara at work, about to bash Ronnie's brains in because he's trying to get into her office. He calls her sweetie, and she's like, what if you just fucking died right now? Go away, die. And he starts spilling about his mom. And he's like, your dad is literally the only cop in Gotham that I'm sure isn't bent. Can you take me to see him? And she's like, no. Parentheses, go straight to hell. And he's like, I watched my mother murder my brother right in front of me. And she's like, we could probably do something.
We can do something with that, yeah.
You should have led with that, bud.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not. I don't know if that's something you ever lead with, like ever.
If you're storming a DA's office,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the middle of the
Fair.
night, you're gonna want to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I'm here for this reason," not "I want to meet your dad" right away.
Now, Barbara is all of us on an escort mission, fully just annoyed by the fact that she even has to do this level.
She is
Yeah.
so bummed that she has to be driving Ronnie around.
Yeah, and he's like losing his fucking mind, and she's like, "Will you just calm the fuck down?" And then immediately they're given chase. Gangsters firing on them. She's like, "Take the wheel," and then she just takes out a fucking revolver and just starts shooting at the car behind him
Hell yeah.
while Ronnie's freaking out.
Classic DA, dude. How many times have we seen the Los Angeles DA take out
She's a
gun?
defense. She's a defense attorney. Remember?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
So she's not even a DA. She's the opposite.
Is that? Oh. District attorney is DA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
how many times have we seen that happen? A big-
It's classic.
classic.
That's her big move. That's a big. They teach you that in law school.
Yeah, if you want to be a
Yeah.
public defender, you have to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what the defender part means.
Yeah.
You have to take 3 years of Krav Maga, and then you need to be able to shoot an old Studebaker right in the fucking grill. So they're, we have to chase. Like they finally, she gets herself cornered. She gets herself cornered, in an alleyway, and she has one bullet left. And I was like, shoot Ronnie.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun, right?
Problem solved. Nah. She's got to
got
take
him,
him to her dad.
But then it's so funny because they know that she's cornered, so like the three thugs get out, walking toward him looking like fucking Louis the Lilac. And the Batmobile just comes up and just fucking J turns into them and just shatters all of their bones.
Oh yeah, he drifts right into them.
He drifts a tank
Yeah.
into these men.
I was gonna say a car 3 times the size of the one they're driving.
Like
It's like a rocket car.
Imagine the impact point where it's like, because it's about like thigh to hip level. So like really it's like, you ever see those like Muay Thai videos where somebody goes for a leg kick and it just shatters their leg and
Yeah.
it just like it's all rubbery?
Yep.
I imagine that happening to these men. Like these men are gonna be crushed to
They
death.
won't be able to sit anymore, that's for sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, or they're gonna be sitting for the rest of their lives in a
Batman,
chair
yeah.
with wheels.
Batman doesn't want to kill, but he does aim to break as many bones as he possibly can.
Yeah.
In his
He's
quick
he's
movement.
definitely okay with paralyzing.
Oh, for sure.
He'll make you wish he killed you. And I mean, it's so funny, just like the absolute process by which Batman just drifts the Batmobile right into these men, and they don't move after this.
No,
Like,
they
there's
don't.
no there's no ADR of a guy being like there's none of that. At least in Batman the Animated Series, after they would murder somebody, they'd then be like, that was a bit much. We need to add like a
Right. They do the
Yeah.
G.I. Joe thing where they show
So
the
then-
parachute coming out. Yeah.
yeah, no groan.
No groan.
No groan. These men,
Are dead.
these men's lives are either done or at the very best ruined beyond compare.
I love too that this is clearly an audible, because like Batman can't have planned for this, so he just saw them in the street and was like, "This is gonna be awesome."
You guys are fucked. So basically we're at Gordon's office, and Ronnie's talking to him, explaining that they have to leave right now. And he's like, calm down, you're in police custody, you're safe. And he's like, do you not what do I do? Let me know that. Let me know what I do. Do I help my mother bribe cops? Is that a thing I know? Is that maybe a thing that I would have information on? You fucking ass.
Yeah, he
You cock.
keeps pointing out it's like one of them probably saw me come in, and they're
Yeah.
gonna try to kill me.
And sure as shit, Glass's fine ass is hanging out outside, just casually having a cup of coffee, eavesdropping, just fucking throwing blue steel all across the goddamn precinct.
That dirty, sexy motherfucker.
Oh, he's so sexy.
And then Bullock walks up, and I think he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have to kill this guy."
And Flash goes, you got to make a phone call.
That's right. That's right.
And then she hangs up and she's like, and then it cuts to Penguin being like, thank you. Expect another 50 in your envelope next week. You and Flask. Then she hangs up. She's furious. And Iggy's like, we'll have one of the cops on the inside take care of it. We'll have Flask murder him in front of Gordon.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Grind up some glass in his oatmeal. Who knows? Crush
his eyes with your thumbs right in front of Gordon. Like Rutger Hauer and Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, it's too late for quiet. We're not going to use stealth here. No scalpel, just broadsword. And then Ronnie is explaining, hey, you know those explosions? They happen because my mom has a military-grade long-range cannon rigged up on her yacht. And it's shaped like an umbrella, which I love.
I love it. An umbrella, yeah. I love that.
Jaunty little umbrella and hat on top of her boat. Sorry.
I love that she has like a military contractor, whoever sells long-range artillery shells to citizens. And she had to be man. Whatever it takes to make this thing that I'm trying to keep secret look as on theme as possible.
Yeah.
I need it to be as silly goofy while I kill hundreds of people in Gotham.
To be fair, I guess if you're already having the cannon, like that's already an ostentatious piece of property.
Yeah, that's
like that's already like a thing that's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to get a whole lot of permits too, so it's best to just disguise it as an umbrella.
Yeah, that's a G.I. Joe playset that you just installed into your boat.
I don't know if it's a disguise. I think if the cops saw that on the boat, first of all, it's just under a sheet. Like,
pretty much, yeah.
It's on the boat, just like, Batman was there. Like Bruce Wayne was on that boat poking around, and he didn't lift up a sheet and go, "Oh, this is like a heavy." artillery.
I feel like it's under deck, and then they just like use a pulley system to bring it up or whatever.
I don't know.
They did. They raised it up like on that platform. They raised the shells up. They raised the shells up on the platform.
Yeah, because they do have like a Schrodinger's Frankenstein bed over the water at one point in time. So Gordon calls to he's as they load it up, and we know what's going to go down. And Gordon calls the Coast Guard and goes, "You need to get to the Iceberg Lounge." Barbara pulls the fire alarm and tells everyone to get the fuck out of there. Bullock again leaves that woman that's cuffed to the desk.
He sure does.
Which again, I hate that version of him. Like I don't like that he's not.
He's just. I like he's when really he's scrambling to get out of the police station too.
I like when he sucks, but ultimately is on the right side.
Yeah, I get it.
And so like that's just something I don't like that they did this about Bullock. Like we don't need another like having Bullock and Flass be essentially different versions of the same guy is kind of like putting a hat on a hat.
Did he leave a woman handcuffed when the police station blew up?
Yes.
Yes, and Barbara saved her, yeah.
Oh, huh.
But they show that he left her handcuffed to his desk.
Yeah.
I would say that leans into the he's just a piece of shit thing. That's a pretty piece of shit thing to do.
Oh yeah.
But like animated series Bullock would be like, I gotta deal with you now, and then he would find a way to get like he would stay in the building and get her out.
Okay, I think
he'd be like, you're a piece of shit for this to her while he would do it.
Yeah.
Like that's I think like the ultimate essence of Bullock.
Yeah.
So that's why I have a problem with it. And again, I get it, new things, and Bullock's not, he's rarely a main character of anything. So I get why they went fast and loose with him, but I fucking hate it. Let Flass be that guy. Bullock doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't seen all the other episodes, so maybe it's different. I don't know. Anyway, Batman's in a submarine, and it just looks like a military sub.
He probably bought it from the same person that Penguin bought her cannon from.
Guy's doing great.
Yeah. He's like, can you make it look like a bat? They're like, we just used all of our extra sheet metal to make this fake umbrella. So
a really big hat.
Yeah, they'd be like, man, the customization people in this town are fucked. They're fucked. That's what you want? A bat sub? That doesn't even make sense.
A lot of eccentric billionaires in this city.
Yeah.
Now it sees him, but it shows him going, and it literally looks like a graveyard of boxes.
All those steamer trunks, yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, make a note, Bruce.
Yeah.
That you need to do. You got a lot of cold cases that you need to deal with here.
I guess Penguin had a lot of kids.
That's what I was just gonna say. How many kids? She's like,
Fair enough.
you were my second favorite. Now you're my first favorite. You used to be my 32nd favorite. Quickly moving up.
I like the idea too that at one point in time there's like a full skeleton in it.
One of
yeah. I like the idea that it's like a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of skeleton where it's like, well, that's the bones would have drifted. You know, all the connective tissue is gone unless it's Aaron and it's been picked apart by. No, because it's only been like an hour. Aaron's probably still alive down.
Yeah. That's so funny to think that Batman like heard someone knock on the inside of a trunk. It was just like, my sonar's fucked up. Turn it off.
Drives right by.
Hits it with a torpedo. Shut it up. Shut up, I'm listening.
Trying to be stealthy.
You're a cowardly and superstitious lad. Just fucking torpedo at him.
Skeletons in trunks are a cowardly and superstitious lot.
That's why all my torpedoes are shaped like bats.
Skeletons hate bats.
They never hang out together except on Halloween.
When have you ever seen a skeleton and a bat hang out, huh?
Besides Walgreens in October.
And also on almost all art with a skeleton.
Listen.
The metaphor kind of dissolves at one point.
I know it seems like they get along, but they really can't stand each other.
Penguin gets on the cannon to fire, and she thinks her henchmen are taking too long. So she's like, get the fuck out of here. She aims at GCPD and then looks over and just Batman is beating absolute ass on all of her people.
Dismantling her goons.
She's like, Iggy, get him. And Iggy's like, absolutely.
I am going to.
I'm going to. And he gets one good shot in before Batman essentially does like a pressure point lock. Then he just tosses a gas grenade in his face, and he catches it like, huh?
They don't know what to do with these gas grenades, man.
Yeah.
No.
Guess they're pretty thin on the ground in the 1940s.
Does this actually take place in the 1940s?
I think it's supposed to, or like an alternate version of it.
Because like the animated series was very similar, and then they're like, here's Hardak. You're like, that's not how this
like all
would
the
go.
you'll see all the technology looks very 1940s. It's like very Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Anyway, he starts coughing because he got gassed directly in the mouth.
He sure did.
And then Batman throws him off the yacht to his death.
He does not come back up.
No. No. And on top of that too, like there's no way for him to stabilize not landing neck first.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
true. I hadn't thought of that.
Like this thing is what? 35, 40 feet high?
Gosh, probably. Yeah. Oof.
And like, unless he lands like a fucking pencil, like pencil up, bro. Unless he figures it out, he's at least shattering every bone in his body.
Unless you hit the water like a rescue diver.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like fucking Ashton Kutcher in that movie that's bad.
The Finest Hours? Isn't that what it's called?
God damn you for knowing that.
Yeah.
God damn you, Tom.
He will.
God is.
He currently is.
Penguin's about to fire, a batarang prevents it. And she's like, all right, fuckface, time to go. And it's like, I don't know, the muscle you sent after him.
He just broke Iggy's finger and threw him in the ocean.
Yeah. What are you going to do? She's like, well, I got a small little switchblade at the end of this umbrella, at the end of this unwieldy weapon. He's like, well, he's going to break that immediately. He does.
He did.
He sure does. And he just starts beating her ass, which is very funny.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, let's go. He's like, fucking deal. Deal. Hitting her in the bread basket and shit like that. Landing liver shots on the penguin.
Tough. She's tough.
She does. She's also, but like, she kind of knows that she's not going to be.
No.
Like, she knows she's in a zero-sum game at this point in time.
She just wants to fire the cannon.
She actually does the thing where she tricks Batman into like trapping her umbrella under like the firing mechanism. And he looks down and says like, God damn it. And she's like, now it explodes. It shoots. And they both would be immediately deaf like Tommy Lee Jones at the end of Under Siege.
They're both suddenly dressed like him.
Now Batman is a daredevil. Yeah, because there's no way. There's 0% chance Batman was like, I'm gonna put some earplugs in just in case there's a huge cannon here. He doesn't know about the cannon.
I'm not sure you could fire it off of that yacht. A gun
Yeah,
that
probably
size.
the pool just caves in.
Yeah. See, there's a bit of this where you got to suspend a little bit of disbelief.
Yeah,
No, not in Batman.
beginning with the man dressed as a bat.
Yeah, beginning with the tin can throwing and you're like, oh, okay, maybe these goons are a little dumb.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, everybody gets out of the precinct just in time, and the thing we hear the whistle, and it explodes. And Penguin, looking at the smoke, says, "See that? Now we all lose." And I kind of really like that finish.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Like, I like that she knew. She's like, all right, I'm cooked, so fuck y'all.
Yeah, and and
I really like that.
It's, without spoiling anything, it's a good first thing for Bruce, because this is sort of his arc where, like I said at the top, everybody starts out kind of shitty. So he's kind of focusing on the wrong things right now. He's like, no, I got to beat her up. It's like, well, maybe take care of the gun.
Yeah. Because he does say, so Gordon and Barbara have like a little tete-a-tete where, you know, she was like, oh, we're really lucky. And he's like, well, we're lucky and we're fast. You know, we acted on the impulse of saving these people, and we did. Babs also then confirms Batman's existence, mentions that she likes the car.
Yeah.
And then we go back to Wayne Manor where Bruce is like, I love my map.
Just staring it down, man.
What has changed on this map?
Really peering at it like he's looking for Waldo.
Yeah. What else could I draw on here?
I'm gonna be
Where's the hidden picture, Pennyworth?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dick to my adopted father again, real quick.
Yeah. Alfred brings Batman some food because he refuses to sleep, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking tamp this food down your fucking throat, pal, if you don't eat something. And then Batman's studying the map of Gotham, and the extent he's like, I kind of just gave the city to Rupert Thorne, I think.
I think I may have fucked up, Alfred. Pennyworth.
And Alfred should then say, what does that matter? Because like, it's either they would be killing each other on the streets and you'd have equal crime, or this guy now just has more crime, but like the pie is still being eaten.
It just
No
makes
matter
one
what.
of them more powerful.
Sure.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Like, there's not people dying in a gang war anymore. There's one
Right,
guy.
if it's just
Yeah.
one gang, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So there's that. And it's like, oh no, what am I going to do about Rupert Thorne? It's like, I don't know, kick his ass. He's 70.
Yeah.
You just beat up a woman, go beat up an elderly man.
Last time you dealt with an elderly man by dangling him over a train track. Try that with Mr. Eyebrows over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know he's got
could do that.
goons, but you're immune to goons. You've demonstrated this.
Goon immune.
Yeah, you've already accidentally killed many of his goons.
Yeah.
3 of them he doesn't even know about yet. They're still in the street.
Yeah.
That guy is currently
So many.
drowning. He's still
Yeah.
drowning.
Iggy,
I
yeah.
think his goons might not be a match for you, guy whose name is the title of the show.
It's not Goon the Fedora Crusaders.
Oh man, I want to watch that show though.
Rupert Thorne, the Jacket Crusader. I failed tonight, Alfred. Or I failed tonight. That can't happen again. It's like, well, sure, but you know, it's probably going to.
Yeah.
Giving a teenager a car and just be like, well, good luck on your first accident.
Not
Like,
me,
know
I
you
never
don't-
crashed, Pennyworth.
It's like you killed 3 men in that car earlier today.
Yeah.
On purpose. And Tom, Joey, that's a sode.
Oh my gosh, it is a sode. We did it.
Wow. A whole
That's a
sode.
sode.
Front to back sode? No way.
A total FBS.
The
Um,
apostrophe.
guys, so you both have seen this. I have not, which is actually very unique for me on this show. Tom, I usually have more of a backstory on certain things than you do, right? This might be the first thing that
Yeah.
I've fully watched that you've fully watched that I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, you
So-
usually have the edge on me in that area.
Yeah.
Now the tables have turned.
You know, I failed tonight.
They can't happen again.
Yeah, again. Joey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Obviously, we loved having you on.
Yes.
B, tell people where we can get more information about you. How can we get more from you? What should we do?
The FBI's most wanted list. I'm number 3. Everything joeybraggcomedy.com, at Joey Bragg on everything except TikTok. I'm at joeybragg7 because somebody took my name because there's half the world is a big fan. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my name is slimmer the longer I waited.
Yeah, that's fair. I've had wars with the Jeff Mays on Twitter.
I bet.
But give me your name. You don't use the name.
You don't deserve it. You don't need that name.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Give me
what
that.
are you doing with that name? Stop.
And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, it's fine. Awesome, Joey. Thank you so much. You also were the guest on Jeff Has Cool Friends.
Look at us, 2 for baby.
Jeff Has Cool Friends. So a double dip.
I will say, I also think that watching the first episode of BCC made me want to do my 3rd rewatch. So
yeah, man, it's pretty sweet.
Thank you for that. It's good. I also the 2nd episode is my favorite of the whole series, I think. So
okay.
I'm excited to see you. I'm excited for you to watch that.
Yeah, it's a really good one. There's one toward the middle that's my favorite.
Like the cream in an Oreo.
Yep.
CREME, because if you call it actual cream, you get sued because it's all oil.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oreos are vegan. The reason they're vegan is because it's all shortening oil and sugar.
I just ordered a Yoo-Hoo, like the chocolate milk, and now Yoo-Hoos say a chocolatey flavored drink.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they haven't been chocolate milk since they've like existed.
That's
it's sugar water. Yeah.
That's like a meat flavored object. Like
that's called a Slim Jim. Yep.
Item. It's so gross.
Slim Jim, if you look at the wrapper, it does say beef flavored meat stick.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's mostly mechanically separated chicken.
Nice. Mechanically separated chicken is a good like band name.
Yeah, it's a good way to say we ground up a lot of rooster testicles for this.
Yeah.
It's a glorious euphemism. It covers a lot of ground.
Enjoy the liquefied beef you're eating.
Enjoy this spicy stick of fucking chicken necks.
Spicy stick of chicken necks. That's also a good band name.
Snap into a chicken stick.
Oh yeah. Tom, what do you got going on?
Oh man, well this is a free episode, I think, right?
It is.
So if you're listening and you enjoyed it, first of all, thank you so much. And then if you enjoyed it, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/GamefullyUnemployed, where you get access to all of the other episodes of Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, as well as some other exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and Spielboys. We have movie nights with our patrons every Friday night. We have a lot of stuff. You can commission your own podcast, so check that out, patreon.com/GamefullyUnemployed, and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps. Jeff, you say words now.
Hell yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I have cool friends and I have a show called Jeff Has Cool Friends featuring Joey Bragg, which you can check out at patreon.com/Jeff May for early access to uncensored episodes with bonus content, as well as early access to shows like Nerd with Dre Alvarez. I'm very excited. We're diving into the world of wrestling for this month. Very excited. And you can also check out Ugg Fine with Kim Crawl. Those are all you all get benefits on patreon.com. I also mail out trading cards that I open on the Jeff Has Cool Cards YouTube page on my I Must Break You show. Boxing cards, you get it. Also the stuff that I do with Adam Todd Brown on You Don't Even Like Podcast Network, and Mint on Cards the second Friday of every month at Blast from the Past in beautiful Magnolia in Burbank, California. At Hey There Jeffro across all the socials, and fucking let's crusade some capes, bros.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yay. Thanks for having me, guys.
Was that a joke?
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. Find him on Twitter at @TheCorlew or go to shipwrecksailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Episode artwork is by Justin Brown. Available on Twitter as @JustinTBrown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or Twitter @StarleneX. Goodbye now.